You know, we have to resist that and fight that and understand that it has to be better. And those are things that get you beat. And so we have to, eliminate it, work to eliminate it, practice, make sure that whether we're under center or we're in a shotgun or whatever the play may call for, that we're able to execute and do our job.
Coach Carter mentioned the small victories and focusing on that with Dylan Radins despite his struggles. What would you say are some of those victories? And for you, is that something that you're focusing on as well?
Well, I mean, I think that's basically something that we believe in as far as developing players is you have to have small victories along the way. They have to be able to see and feel improvement, not only by the tape and the execution, but also you earn some reps with the twos, or you earn reps with the ones. So that's a huge component for development of players, whether they're young players or veteran players. I'd say that there was some, we ran the ball fairly well yesterday. I know we didn't do a great job there down in the red zone, but the team periods we started off, I think that was probably our best day running the football with whoever we had in there, and it didn't matter. And so I think that started off, and he had some nice blocks. I thought his pad level was good, and then, that carried over to some pass protection today. That was positive. So, again, that's something that's always critical, is that they see improvement, they feel improvement, and that there are some small victories along the way.
Given your situation at kicker, you think you'll be more inclined to opt for field goal attempts that you might not normally, just so those guys get a chance to kick in games in the preseason?
I think that we have to find opportunities, and again, where the extra point is, those are just as important. I mean, that's a 42-yard kick. And so making sure that, that's a 33-yard kick. And so making sure that we are evaluating those guys in the game, the timing, the speed off the edge that we're going to get in the preseason, the jumper, technique that those guys are going to have to block as tight ends and wings, because it's hard to practice that out here because that play guys are going on the ground and getting a push to where we're getting some lift on making sure we get some rise on the football that you're going to get in the game. So we're going to try to find as many opportunities for these guys to kick in the preseason as we can.
How are you seeing the rest of the wide receivers take advantage of the opportunities when guys like AJ and Julio aren't in it?
Well, I think it shows up. Welcome back, Buck. No radio show today.
Not today. You weren't here last time.
It was good to see some guys show up today with Mason, and Mason caught a couple balls, and then Chester catches a ball, and then Marcus catches a ball, and I think that's just a product of, hopefully the competition that's there at some of those spots that are open. And if guys get opportunities, whether guys are injured or have a day off or their shoestring breaks, whatever it may be, however they get that opportunity, and that was good to see us really get into a flow. And I think you saw us start to build some confidence, as that 7-on-7 period went along.
Just a day off?
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been going. And again, it's smart to be able to manage these guys. And for some of the O-linemen, Roger probably deserved a day off. And, he went, through the 2-minute. And guys like Jeff and AJ, we just felt like they're going to play a lot of football for us. And, we'll give them a day off and see if we can get a couple of days of rest and come back on Monday. We're going to have the officials in on Monday and Tuesday. Are going to be big days for us as we lead up here to Atlanta and trying to see, where we are and what we're going to look like in that football game. Doing everything that we ask him to do, continue to come in and focus, meet, and hopefully get ready and be great for the season.
When it comes to Farley and Radins, basically neither of them played a game last year. I guess Radins got the one, but how much does that add to their challenge, the fact that they didn't play at all last year, the challenge they face now?
I mean, I think it's a huge challenge coming from college to the National Football League anyways, whether you played, 40 games in college or you played 15 or 16 or 20, I don't know. So they're going to keep working, and we'll see how they respond when we put them out there in the preseason or the regular season.
Was it
there, I guess, any added rust, that they need to work out early on?
I mean, I think after 6 months or 7 months, I think that there's a rust level that occurs for everybody. That's why our veterans, and that's why you start over, each and every year, and try to build the foundation that we've all talked about. So, I think they get a lot of pretty good reps out here in the way that we try to practice. And I know it's always going to be faster in the games and in preseason and preseason to regular season. I get that. But, hopefully we'll have them ready to go when we put them in there for the game.
What have you thought of Des Fitzpatrick so far?
I mean, it has to be better. I think that inconsistent, like a lot of young players, inconsistent. So making sure that every time you come out there, you're ready to go, you're ready to compete, that when the ball's thrown your way, that you make plays on it. And when we ask you to block, you go in there and block. And, Des has done it sometimes, and sometimes he hasn't probably done it quite as well as, he needs to.
What have you seen from him, and what are some of the things you stress with him?
Whatever I just said about Des, you could just put in Weaver, and I think that would pretty much take care of it.
Standpoint, techniques?
I think, again, you could just say however that inconsistency went, probably be a pretty good quote to insert for him and any of the guys that are rookies for us.
You talked about the need to get, to have extra offensive linemen, to get a guy as experienced as Quale a week or so into camp. That sort of a benefit for you, a bonus?
I mean, whether they're experienced or inexperienced, or just block their guy. When it's even number, go to the right. When it's odd number, go to the left and try to finish until they can learn the playbook. So it has been unique to have these guys for a 30-minute meeting or an hour meeting and go out there and practice. So we've appreciated all those guys that come in there, whether it was Ross, Quale, and Roos today. And this is kind of where we're at right now. And, John and his staff have gotten guys in here and on short notice and allowed us to get some bodies to be able to try to practice up front.
About the importance of Monday and Tuesday practice, how does the message maybe either change or intensify or whatever?
Well, it's just, the officials are here. The officials are here. There's going to be some more call it, periods where we're just trying to go out there and play. And, it'll be important for us to communicate with the officials in our meetings and not debate calls and mechanics that the officials make, but to understand, what they're looking at and how we can and our players can understand, what the officials are looking at, what they're looking at for holding at the point of contact, what they're looking at for taunting and all these points of emphasis. And, we don't cut, so we don't have to, worry about, those low blocks outside the tight end block and any of those new rules. And what are they looking at for defensive pass interference or offensive pass interference on 3rd and 3, and there's contact or the rub routes and guys doing that stuff. So all those things that the officials come in for, obviously there's on the field, but hopefully when they come into our meetings, they can have conversations about the techniques and about what the officials' mechanics are and what they're looking at on every play.
Imagine Weaver's court case is a while off. Imagine that's something that hangs over a guy. There's nothing he can do between now and then. And advise them or talk to him about something like that?
I think that's something that you could discuss with Weave when the opportunity presents itself. He has been he's been focused. He's improved. He has showed improvement. And as far as guys' personal situations, I have conversations with a lot of our players and most of our players and trying to remain focused here and understand that we all have a job to do, but somewhat and very empathetic of things that they have going on outside of here as it relates to personal situations or family, all those things that we've always discussed. So try to get them to focus on, to the best of their ability, work in our football team while they're here, and then try to help them and assist them in whatever way we can.
Is there anything at stake with the Dylan-Naquan competition at the end?
Yeah, I was conditioning and short meetings and, with the night off, no walkthrough tonight, but I figured that they gave it the college try. So we just went ahead and, we'll give them the night off. But they tried. I just figured that the two guys could figure out a way to, with four hands, catch one football. I mean, they ended up on the ground. They ripped the tape. I taped their inside arms together, and they ripped the tape. They fell down. Guys laughed. I just was trying to get a laugh from the guys. It worked. So, and then Daquan dropped his on his own, and then Dylan dropped his. I tell you what, the closest one they came to catching was when their hands were. It hit off both of them at least twice. It hit a foot, and it looked like Edelman's catch in the Super Bowl, except for Ramsey, couldn't catch it. He tried to come in, but it looked like that. It was up in the air for, 3 or 4 seconds.
Guys, I guess you're giving guys days off, but physically, you had a day on Thursday, you got a day tomorrow. I mean, do you feel like guys are holding up pretty well through the first 10 days of camp from a wear and tear standpoint?
It could be better. It could be better. That's training camp, and so we need everybody. We need everybody. This is a big couple days for us, to get guys back, whatever they're dealing with, and understand that the only way that you improve is by being out there, and it's just that time of camp, and so we're going to get ready next week, and we'll see who's available and go down to Atlanta. Thanks, guys. Have a great Saturday.